Okay, today we're going to be discussing how I spent my $3 million in earnings from cold calling. I'm going to tell you what I would do differently, where I would spend the money differently, how I would invest it. The first thing I want you guys to decide on is what you're going to spend every year and then times that number by 25. So let's just say you want to spend $20,000 a month. Let's just round it up. Let's call it $250,000 a year. You need 25 times that number. So again, I'm not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Let's do the math. I think it's $5 million, but let's just double check. 250,000 times 25. Hold on, extra zero times 25. I'm sorry, I need $6.25 million. That's going to be on a lower percentage of returns, like maybe 4 or 5%. I typically I'm going to reach for like 8 to 10% with S&P returns. But anyway, let's get into it. First off, figure out how much you're going to spend monthly, times it, go over the annual amount, times that by 25, or a little bit higher if you want to be conservative, or a little bit lower if you want to be aggressive. We're going to figure out how much money we need to make for that number to be achievable. And then I want you guys, number two, to understand what a compound interest calculator is. And this is going to tie into the video at the end later on, and it'll make so much more sense to you. But let me just tell you what I would do. I would say, like right here, I have my marker, I got my pen rather, and I have my sticky note. So like if I make $100,000, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put 30% of it aside for taxes. That might even be a little bit high, but whatever. So that leaves me with 70K. All right, out of the 70K, I want to invest as much as I can out of that. I would say ideally 40%. I'm going to live off of the 30%, which is 30 grand. I'm going to invest 40%. Now here's the issue here. Until you're making about 150, 200,000 a year, this is not realistic. Like I'm not living off of 30,000 a year. Nobody in the world is. So in this case, it would probably be flipped that I'm living off of 40% or 45% and I'm saving 25. But I wouldn't really follow this whole rule until I'm making like 250. This investing number would go into personal development and like knowledge on how I can build a bigger business or a brand or whatever. Like example, this office is going to cost me $250,000 over 3 years. Like I signed up personally guaranteeing that I'm going to pay $250,000, more than that actually, around $250,000 in rent over 3 years. I could have taken that money and said, I'm going to go buy a real estate deal. I'm going to go buy a car. I'm going to buy this. I'm going to buy that. But I need an office. I've worked from home for 5 years. I think it's detrimental to my thinking, my work environment, who I'm going to attract as employees and everything else. Like people want to go to an office. I love it. I'm addicted to it. I'm here every single day at 7:30 in the morning. It has absolutely changed the game for me. In my first 3 years of my business, where I never made more than 150, 200 grand a year, all of my time and all of my energy went into like just investing in me. Now, and until you guys start making 300-400 grand a year, I'd be very disciplined with my spending and investing money. You don't need Uber Black. You don't need to get new clothes every single week. You don't need to look cool. Like you need your Rolex, you need your Ferragamo, and you need your business cards, your website, and your basic stuff. Like that investing percentage, by the way, can go into your personal brand. Like if you make your 100, you're going to spend 40 grand living minimally, very lean. So you're going to spend your 40 grand, you're left with 30 to invest or 25 to invest after you pay taxes and live. I would take that 25 grand. I'd say, all right, I'm paying 5 for coaching. I'm putting 3 into my website, into my branding, into my logos. I'm putting another 2,000 into mailers, like whatever it is. And I would just be disciplined with it. And at the end of the year, I would check. At the end of the year, I would check like if my marketing worked or not. I'm not just going to look once a year, but I'm going to look every month. Hey, I spent 2 grand on Facebook ads. I spent 2 grand on mailers. Did I get any calls? Yes, no. By the way, it takes time for things to work. So like mailers, it's going to take 6 months. Facebook ads, I would say it's going to take a month or two to see, and about $1,000 worth of ad spend to test to see if it's going to work. That's what I would be doing. Now, I know you guys see me live a lavish life now, and I've had a Porsche, I've had multiple BMWs, I've had like every car minus like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. I've really had like every car. So I'm trying to figure out like what I would tell you when you should be spending that money. Like, look, when you start making 400 grand a year and your lifestyle really hasn't changed that much, and you think it would actually benefit you to your clients to have a nicer car or motivate you because you're starting to get comfortable, which also happens, that's when I'd buy that car. Because that's what happened to me. Like I moved to Miami. I came from a family that had money, so I had to like reverse engineer my brain to feel like pain and suffering and like struggles, so that I knew that, all right, this was sink or swim. So like 1 month I made 30 grand, I went and spent 40 grand in literally a weekend. Like I bought a Cartier bracelet, I got a Range Rover, I put some money down. I did some stupid shit, but it was to wake me up. And then I spent like all the money that I saved up from Michigan coming here, so I lost 6 figures, almost multiple 6 figures, just spending and living. And then I was like, oh shit, like I don't have any money left. Like I actually have to make this work. And that's when I was like, all right, well, I can't just rely on my sphere of influence and just people willy-nilly like calling me. So that's when I discovered cold calling. My life changed. I made 300 grand in 90 days. And then I was like, okay, I know how to do this. I'm very good at this now. I'm going to teach it to people. I'm going to keep using it. I'm going to use it to build a team. I'm going to use it to build my business, so on and so forth. And fast forward, here we are. I started late in my career, by the way. Like I didn't figure this stuff out till I was 23 years old. I didn't start figuring out life till I was 23. I didn't start making real money till I was like 26. 27 is when I made my first $1 million year. So what I would tell you is, in the first couple of years, put all your money back into you. Don't worry about the stock market. All I would worry about is investing and pouring into you, in your business, in your marketing, and anything that can help elevate your business, like in awareness around your business. Don't be buying watches. Don't be going out. You're gonna have a bad month. By the way, like you can keep growing and growing and growing. Like your income can grow year over year over year, but there might be a month where you get punched in the face. It happens. I made 300 grand in 90 days, and then I was so busy servicing all those clients that I didn't make any money for 2 months, and then the next time I picked my head up, there was another six-figure check. That's just real estate. Like you don't measure it off of weekly or monthly income. You measure it off of quarterly. Okay, so my advice to you guys would be, you guys just have to understand like where you're going and how fast you want to get there based off of the number we talked about earlier. Like I want to spend like 300 grand a month, right? So I need to spend 3.4 million. I need 25 times that. Like I need 50, 60s. No, I need like 70 million liquid to be able to live the life that I want to live. Now, how fast do I want to get to 70 million? If I do it earned income, it's going to be very hard. If it's solely off of earned income, I'm going to have to make like $120 million, hopefully as soon as possible, right? Like if you make $10 million a year, it's going to take me 12 years, and I still have to follow the percentages of being disciplined of this 30, 40, 30, which again, you may not actually, I don't know if you can see that. You may not actually be able to follow this. Like in the beginning, your 40% is going to be like 25%. What you're able to invest, because you can't live off of 30 grand. But once you start making $500,000, 400 grand a year, 300 grand a year, I would say like 300 grand is like a good sweet spot, because 2/3 of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck on $250,000. Let's say you take that 25%, you flip it to 45, and now you're saving like 125 grand a year. You get to $1 million in, what is that, 8 years, 7 years? Now, if you put that in the S&P, I don't care what anybody says, 4, 5, 6%, that's all bullshit. Go look at the S&P index and the performance of it over the last 100 years. Great Depression, Spanish flu, COVID, everything you could, every bubble you could think of. It has always reaped at least a 10% return over a 10-year hold. There will be dips, yes. Unless you're 60 years old, you should be investing very aggressively. And that's not even that aggressive, by the way. That's like, again, not financial advice. This is just for educational purposes. I'm like in individual stocks. Like I will buy SpaceX when it dips below about 125. When it gets closer to the $1 trillion threshold, I will hold Tesla. But I'll also buy, I've been holding Apple and Microsoft and Google since 2020, like, and I invest all my money on my own. But until like I get to $5 million liquid, I don't want to buy a real estate deal yet, because I don't want investors and I don't want to buy a little deal. I want to buy a big deal. And I want to focus on just building my brand, because this is what's making all the money and what will make all the money in the long term. So again, to top this all off and just take it back to ground zero, live very lean in the beginning. As you're starting to make more money, stay living within your means, be very disciplined, make more, spend less, save the rest, set up, talk to your accountant about setting up a PA for you if you're a real estate agent, so you can pay yourself an income or a salary and offset your taxes. Get a car that's, what is it, 6,600 pounds, get a Range Rover or a car that will help your business and help your taxes. Write off as much as you can towards your business legally, right? You don't want to get in trouble with the IRS. It sucks paying taxes, but it is what it is. And make more money. Never settle, never get comfortable. Always strive for the next deal. Always strive for the next big commission. You're only as good as your last deal. And this is what I tell all my clients. This is what I've told 1,500 of my students that have gone through my community. Like, it's easier to earn more than it is to save. And I am always going to think abundantly. You're never going to see me, counting coupons and saving coupons. You're never going to see me looking at the check when I go out to a nice dinner or a restaurant. I'm paying the bill and moving on. I don't have time for that. I'm here to build a business. I'm here to solve problems. I'm here to sell real estate. I'm here to coach every real estate agent in America on how to go make a living doing this, and more than a living. And that's what I do. So again, not financial advice. Consult with your CPA or your accountants. I appreciate you guys watching. If you like this kind of content, you want to see more of it, I will know by the views and the share count, which I don't even think you can see the share count. But anyways, like, comment, share, subscribe, turn the notification bell on. I just worked out, I can't even talk. Subscribe, go follow me on Instagram for the real sauce. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.